Uh, our last chapter is about the database concept after discussing about the application. And previously, we just discussed about the presentation application. How can we use? We just discussed two applications. One is three applications, PowerPoint and Google Slides, as well as OpenOffice Impress. Here also for the database, we are having access, or we can use here for OpenOffice also there is application. So let's open that. If you're using OpenOffice, there's application called database, same name as databases. So we can start creating a new database there. I'll show that steps next. During the today's lesson, I will show that how to create a new database and how to create the tables inside that, how to create relationships and all. So within if we can do today itself, I'll do. Otherwise, I'll cover the theory part first and then move to the practical demonstration of this. So the easiest thing, you can use Access if you have that, and if you're not having Access application in your computer, you can use the database application available. So this is free. You can download OpenOffice for free, install this. Okay, so then what is this database? So we learn how to manipulate, how to process data, and how to keep data in tables. Especially when we learn about Excel, we have learned about that concept, how to keep data in cells, how to format as tables, how to create charts, graphs, etc. But here database applications are more fine-tuned. It is fine-tuned for database data actually. But Excel, you can just keep some files and you can even relate that, yes, but functionalities are there to relate the different sheets together. Yes, you can do many things using Excel, but that is like open data sheet. But here you can query, or you can take the customized data. You can give different views to different users. For an example, just think about the data in your school about you. So maybe your attendance data. Teacher can access attendance data, right? Teacher can edit, teacher can put the attendance, remove the attendance, put absent, and just put that like present, absent, everything teacher can put. But actually, what you are going to do, are you going to edit that? No, you can view, maybe your parents can view, but you are not going to edit that, because that is your attendance anyway. The editing capabilities, they are with the teacher, class teacher. Actually, principal, he also need, but he's basically interested in the summary data. Maybe whether you have 80%, not daily data, not about your daily attendance. So he or she might need data about your summary attendance, maybe end of the term, whether your absent is more than 80%, whether your presence is more than 80%, or absence is less than 20%. Likewise, he might need summary of that. So that is like different users need different level of access to different data. That is the nature. Okay, remember that even today some are absent. I don't know why, but the thing is that next week you have examination, right? All of you need to face the examination next week. Other, like here, some are absent today, but the thing is, from this part also the questions will come. Therefore, you have to prepare. Okay, let's learn about the concept. Database is basically you store data in a location where you can frequently access different data. Actually, different users can access different data. Why we are storing data? Because we can access, we can retrieve data, we can insert data, we can update data, we can delete data into the tables in this database. So that is the concept. Database is actually, we can call it a set of related tables, a set of related table about a certain thing or concept or person, a set of related tables, right? So in Excel, you saw only the tables, but here it is set of related tables. For an example, there, see what they have given. The telephone numbers, you can keep it manually, or you can insert that to a database. Even Excel support that operation. You can enter telephone number into the Excel file. But when When you insert that to a database, more applications can access that in a convenient way. Web pages can access, desktop applications can access, mobile applications can access, right? Different applications can access that data and deliver. Okay, for an example, think, so your data in Facebook. So if you have a Facebook account, if you access from the database, if you access from your mobile phone, it is Facebook app basically. If you access from the desktop, right? If you access from the desktop, you can access the same data. If you access from your tab, you can access the same data. Then is it stored in your desktop, or is it stored in your tab, or is it in your mobile phone, or everywhere? Not actually. The application present in your mobile phone, application present in your tab, and application present in your desktop or the laptop. But the data related to you stored in a centralized database. Understand this concept very well, right? Now, Facebook access karati to better understand the betterment. I'll explain this in Sinhala also, right? Okay. When we access in Facebook, අපි Facebook access කරද්දී අපි computer එකෙන් log වෙලා chat කරනවා. දැන් අපිට ඕන mobile phone එකකින් මේ chat එක බලන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම වෙන්නේ කොහොමද? නැත්නම් computer එකෙන් අපි DP එක වෙනස් කරනවා, profile picture එක වෙනස් කරනවා. හැබැයි mobile phone එකෙත් ඒක වෙනස් වෙනවා. එහෙම වෙන්නේ කොහොමද? කොහෙද අපි data තියෙන්නේ? එතකොට අපේ data computer එකේ තිබ්බනම් mobile phone එකට එන්න විදියක් නැහැ. එතකොට අපේ data තියෙන්නේ computer එකෙත් නෙමෙයි. ඒක අපි picture එක වෙනස් කරාට පස්සේ, profile picture එක වෙනස් කරාට පස්සේ, මේ data තියෙන්නේ අපේ desktop එකේ නෙමෙයි. ඒක තියෙන්නේ කොහේ හරි. අපි කියන server එකක කියලා. ඒ server එකේ database එකක් ඇතුලේ තමයි තියෙන්නේ. ඒ හින්දා තමයි, that is the reason. ඒ හින්දා තමයි අපිට පුළුවන් ඒක mobile phone එකෙන්, tab එකෙන්, desktop එකෙන්, වෙන රටක ඉඳන් ඕන තැනක ඉඳන් ඒ username password ගහුවම අර database එකෙන් data ටික අරගෙන අපිට පෙන්නනවා. So that means there is a one database, centralized database. All the application, mobile application, desktop application, tab, everything shares that data in your database. That is what happened in the database. Actually, in the database, this is saved as a set of related tables. The database එකේ කොහොමද මේව save කරලා තියෙන්නේ? It's saved as a set of related tables. Right. Okay, here see what they have given as the collection of organized data. Why we are calling organized this? These data are organized into tables. Actually, you can write in pencil note, or you can write in your book also. It is a set of related and connected tables about a given subject. You can say, for an example, school database. School database about your school, the related or set of related or connected tables about that. It promote, so you can see promote, you can take like easy to obtain copies. So why? Because data in a single location, all your data in a single location, therefore it's very easy to copy. And when you modify, what will happen? When you edit that, okay, for an example thing, you have edited profile picture of Facebook using your desktop. It reflects all other locations. No need to update. නැත්නම් මොකද වෙන්නේ? අපිට tab එකෙන් වෙනම update කරලා, phone එකෙන් වෙනම update කරලා, computer එකෙන් වෙනම update කරන්න වෙනවනේ. එහෙම ඕනේ නැහැ. Profile picture එක තැනකින් update කරාම අනිත් හැමතැනම එකම වෙලාවක update වෙනවා. Maybe when you update the profile picture in Facebook, Instagram is also updated. නේද? ඒ කියන්නේ හැම application එකට related, ඒ database එකට connected හැමතැනම එකපාර data වෙනස් කරන්න පුළුවන්. It is efficient way of retrieving information and efficient and consistent way of updating information. Right? Data consistency. That means place to place the data are not varying. So check whether it's given here. So efficiency is there. Easy to obtain copies, yes. So smaller space, yes, smaller space because it's in a centralized space. Very small space is taken. data yes, can be carried out efficiently. Yes, it can be carried out efficiently, faster, right? And then shared, yes, same different applications can share that data. Independence of data. Independence means it's independent from the software, because when you update data, it's not software, like the software doesn't matter what is the software is, but it will retrieve. For an example, when you update your profile picture link to Instagram in Facebook, it will, regardless of the application, it will update both Facebook and Instagram. That is data independent. And one more thing I would like to add, consistency. What is consistency? It is not like no like differences, different application, otherwise different places, different usage can be there. For an example, think about your certificates. Some certificates, for an example, okay, so let's say one certificate is having Dimat Dayananda, other certificate is having Dimat Dayananda DHIMATH, one is having DIMATH, some other certificate is having D.Dayananda, right? So that can be there, right? Ek wenna puluwan certificate එකෙන් certificate එකට නම පොඩ්ඩ එහා මෙහා වෙන්න පුළුවන්. But this is referring to the same person. But if you store everything in the database and these certificates are printed based on that database record, then everywhere it is same. Consistency means it is same everywhere. So that is called consistency. That is really required. Otherwise, what will happen? Place to place, you have different data. In Facebook, you have something. In your maybe some other application, something. Likewise, the consistency. Okay, think about that. Facebook mobile having some profile picture, Facebook desktop having some profile picture. It's not consistent. Finish. Okay. Right, let's move to the next. Oh, sorry. Okay, features of database. What are the special features of the database? Right. So one special thing is, so you can see advertisements. This advertisement comes from, oh, from this one. So that's that. Right. Minimal data redundancy. That is what I said initially also. Minimal data redundancy means same data you are not going to repeatedly add somewhere else. Maybe in your school manual system, in your registry, you have the name. Again, in your some other certificate file, you have the name. Maybe in your different grade, maybe grade 9 also you have your name. Grade 8 also you have your name. Likewise, different places, your name is recorded. But this is redundant, unnecessary. So can you remember when you are in grade 8, there is a registry. In that registry also your details. When you are in grade 9, they are not continuing in the same registry. No, there's another registry. You have your data in grade 9 registry too. Then when you come to grade 10, they are going to maintain another registry for grade. That is redundancy. Redundancy means repeatedly you are storing the same data. Repeatedly you are storing the same data. Data store. This is unnecessary, because when you register in your school, if they register your data in a database, what they can do when you are going from grade 8 to grade 9, they can only update the grade. When you are going from grade 9 to 10, only update the grade, because other things, especially like your name, it's not going to change from grade to grade. Is your name going to change? Is your address going to change? Is your telephone number going to change from grade to grade? No. When such change happens, they can update, but normally it's not going to change, right? So that is, so actually this is a feature supported by the database, minimal data redundancy. You can store data in one place without repeating the same data here and there. For an example, think here administration table. Here Firoza, so Firoza is there. Then in the student table also Firoza is there. Then if you need to update this Firoza's last name, Firoza Lai, so need to update as Firoza Rafi. So then you have to update this table, this table, this table, everything. So if you have updated your name in grade 10, when you go to get information about grade 9, you have to tell that your data is updated. Now my name is this. Likewise, in each and every grade, everywhere you have to update. That is a headache. That is because of this data redundancy. But if this data is there only in one table, updating in that table will automatically update records in other table. That is the advantage. For example, if you're signing in using Gmail account, so they have access to your Gmail, your password, not Gmail password, Gmail, and your contact information maybe. When you update your contact information in Gmail, automatically the other places also the contact information will be updated. That is the advantage. That is the advantage of database concept. It's in the central location. Okay, so here also they have displayed something. So this is what happened in the relational. This is normally in the independent tables, but this is what happened in the relational database. So there are 3 tables. You can see 3333 is, that is the book number, and this student table 100 is Manoj Dayaratne. In a relational table, they will not store this Manoj Dayaratne everywhere. 100 Manoj Dayaratne, they will only take 100. And so this 100 refers to when you get 100, record 100, You can go there. 100 is Manoj Dayarat and the birthday is 2008, then the 9th of February, and the date of admission is 2014, January 1st, and the pair guardian name is G Dayarat. Likewise, everything can be discovered. Okay, let's say the librarian. So librarian discovered that the drama, Padma, what is that? Padmamali Manike. Okay, Padmamali Manike's drama book is taken by someone. So librarian discovered. So librarian go and check what is the book number. Book number is 3333. See how easy this is. So then librarian will go and check the reservation book. Reservation, and in the reservation table you can see it is reserved by the 100 student 100, and it's borrowed in which date? Is borrowed in March 9. Sorry, September 9 is the month. 9 September 3rd and returned in September 17th. Right, September 7, and it is borrowed in September 4. Oh, 2 records are there. Why is that? Anyways, this is done with insensible one, because like it cannot be borrowed 2 times, right? This is borrowed in September 3rd, September 4th, both. Normally it's not going to happen, but anyways, wrong record, don't think much about that. Just think about only 1 record. Okay, so what you can do is this 333, go and discover that book number here. It is borrowed by 100. And who's 100? That is Manoj. And who's Manoj parent? Gila. Likewise, table to table, you can jump and find the information. Then if you want to update the Manoj Dayaratna's date of birth, you update here only. No need to update in the borrower table, no need to update in the book table. Okay, let's say I want to find who was like 101. So what is the book borrowed by Firoza? 101. Let's go to the table. 101. She has borrowed 2 books. One is 2222. The other is 1111. Both books are borrowed by this 101. So what are the books? So that is basic maths concept and folk song. Both books are borrowed by this student 101. So that's easy to discover. Right? Actually, your data is there only in one table. Using these student number, book number, we relate these things. Actually, the student number, book number, these are called unique identifiers. Unique identifiers, or in other way, it's called the primary key. That is used to get the data of entire row. Actually, this is unique. Think about your student ID. It is unique. In your student ID, there's only one student in you. When you tell your student ID, everything can be discovered. So NIC also the same thing. By typing NIC, so NIC is unique. By typing NIC, it's really easy to find details about the person. So one thing is, so it minimal data redundancy, data is not duplicated. Right. The second thing is consistency. I said about this. Consistency means place to place, different data will be not there. It's always same data in everywhere. So that is called consistency. Consistent, fixed, surely same data. Because you are not keeping the different data in different tables. It will be kept only one place. If you edit that, okay. Then the next is this I already said, increase in efficiency, increase in accuracy, because you can easily get the data, easily access the data, since everything is consistently stored, and so that is accurate, because place to place it is not different, it's correct, accurate data. Right, and it's increase the validity. That means you can, when you store in a data, you can give the data type. For an example, think fees here. When storing data, we will learn this in practically when you are creating these databases. We learn this practically. So actually, if possible, I'll put another practical session because like today's time seems not enough to cover the entire lesson. But anyway, I'll put a practical session and cover this before the examination. So I didn't put the examination today. The reason is why, because I couldn't cover this stuff. That's why I postponed that to the next week, right? Okay, see here, the fees is the type of currency. Currency means coin value, maybe money value, monetary value, currency. Then the format is currency and decimal places too. Then make data done. Here, this is how it ensures the validity of data. So what are the conditions? It should be currency, should be a currency, should be a number, should have 2 decimal places, no more than that, no more than that, only 2 decimal places. And the default value is 1000. If not entered, the default will be 1000. And the validation rule is it should be greater than or equal to 1000. So if this fails, it will not allow you to insert into the database. That is the thing. This validation can be done in Excel also, but this is more accurate and this is a very efficient way of applying that. Then to this database, if someone is entering the fee, it will only support values above or equal to 1000. And it is required. Definitely you need to give. Right? That is what the required property says. So this property says it is currency. This property says it is decimal. And input mask also, if you want to give input mask, means when you type like, so sometimes you have seen in maybe, so let's try to log in GSCTS. Okay, let's try login. Here, this username, password, these are masks. When I click that, it disappears. Here, when I type that, it disappears. This username and password are masked. When I type that, it disappears. That is called masking. So similar to that, in the database, you can mask it. Right, and then these things, validation text, validation rule, these can be applied. Let's see how this can be. And the security. When you store in that database, I said in the previous time also, right? Previously also I said that when you store something, right? When you store something and then let's say I said that in the initial stage also, different users will be able to access databases in different levels. Different users will be able to access different levels, right? Then maybe your principal is willing to look at the summary, your teacher is willing to edit, and you are willing to see only, just view only. Likewise, in database, we can give different permission levels to the different users. And also for the unauthorized, maybe external party. For the unauthorized people, we can deny access. We can stop access for the unauthorized people. So that is possible with the database. So more control over data. Here, see, encryption. So we learned this in the previous, we learned that in the previous one also, right? We learned in the previous chapter about this encryption. If I can remember, it is the networking part or hardware part. Yes, we have discussed that. Encryption is basically when you have some clear data or clear text, it is converted to unreadable text. So that is called encryption. So let's say you have a message like this, maybe message like hello, and this is readable. Anyone can read that. So maybe in the encryption, this can be converted to message like it LMMP. This can be converted to a message like this. Hello is converted to IFMMP. So I just changed that by one character, but this is not a proper encryption method, but just get an idea from this. If hello is converted to this, somebody is trying to access this data. Okay, let's say this is your password. Somebody is trying to access this data. He will only see this. So a hacker hacked this database and got the data. So he can see this, but this is not your password because it's already encrypted. The original password was hello, but it is encrypted, stored in the database as this. So that is how the database ensures security. This is only one method. I just displaced by one character. H is next character is I. E next character is E, F, L, M, O, P. I just put the next character, but this is very simple way of encrypting. But in actual encryption, it is doing more tasks like key-based encryption. So we will learn in grade 11 about that. And actually, the data is converted to unreadable format and stored there. But there is an algorithm to reverse that data and display you back. Like when you request, your data is properly displayed. But there is an algorithm in between that. There's a mechanism to convert. When you request, you can see, but when unauthorized person requests, or unauthorized person try to access this unauthorized way, he or she will see this encrypted data. So he or she cannot hack this. Even hacked cannot access. That is the idea. Okay, now actually we discuss about the electronic databases actually, but there are manual databases also. So manual databases, what are the manual databases? Example, your registry. Right? Your registry is a manual, that is also a database, but it has a lot of problems. It is inefficient. It can be, the accuracy can be low. Maybe time to time, when you need to update, that is a headache, difficult to update, difficult to analyze, difficult to delete unnecessary data because it's manual, right? And place to place, maybe the inconsistency will be affected because place to place different data can be there. Those are the problems. We already discussed the problems. Just go through that and this highlight the problems in the databases. Okay, now we are in the particular chapter. Now we know, so we have to analyze and learn what are the data and how can we store data in a database. So basically a relational database. I initially said a collection of tables or collection of linked tables is called a collection of linked table is called a database. A collection of related tables which are connected is called database. Here relational database, you can say student data and the book data. These are related. Actually, student borrowing books, and you can include the book table also. These are all related tables. These are all related tables. You can store their data together. The related tables or the related data, you can store them together in a single database. You can store them together in a single database. That is the idea about the relational database. Actually, what is this relation then? Relation is basically a table. We call relation, that is a table. Right? So then relation is equal to table. So what is table? Table is actually, you can see it's a collection of, here this side we have rows. It is collection of rows, or we call them records. Here collection of records. Actually, what are these records? Records are within bracket, you can write. So what are these records? Records are rows in the table, right? A collection of related rows. A collection of related rows is a table. Then how a row is composed? Row එකක් හැදිලා තියෙන්නේ කොහොමද? row එකේ තියෙන row එකතු වෙලා තමයි table හැදිලා තියෙන්නේ. The collection of related rows make a table. So then what is a row? Row හැදිලා තියෙන්නේ මේ පැත්තට තියෙනවා. මේ පැත්තට මොනවද තියෙන්නේ? These are called fields and the field values. A collection of fields related to one person, one subject called a record. Right? What is a record? Record is a collection of fields, field values actually. Right? Collection of field values. Not just the field name, field values. Field values එකතු වෙලා ඒ collection එකෙන් තමයි record එකක් හැදෙන්නේ. Not just the collection of fields, collection of field values. ඒ කියන්නේ බලන්න සීය මනෝජ් දයාරත්න එයාගේ date of birth එක එයාගේ parent. Date of admission එකට parent ගේ නම දාලා තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් මට නම් කරන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. typing හරි මොනවා හරි අවුලක් ඈ. ඒක වැරදියට ගන්න එපා. ඉතින් ඒක වගේ errors තියෙනවා පොතේ නේද? ගණන් ගන්න එපා. හරි. එතකොට name of the student, so student number, name, date of birth, admission. ඒ වගේ තියෙන values. These values together, collection of field values together is called a record. මේවා අහනවා. This will be asked in the examination. Collection of field values is a record. Related collection of field values is a record. The collection of records is called a table. Collection of related tables is called a relational database. හරිද? එතකොට field values එකතු වෙලා row හැදෙනවා, row එකතු වෙලා table හැදෙනවා, table එකතු වෙලා database එකක් හැදෙනවා. ඕක තමයි වෙන්නේ. Okay, I hope you got the idea. If any questions you can ask. Up to here, any difficult point, any questions you can ask. I can give you, basically I have been explaining this like for a long time. So I'll give you just 3 minutes. If you have any question, you can ask now. Just 3 minutes. Any difficult thing, go through the book because this concept is something new to you. So go through the book and let me know if there are any difficult terms, any difficult areas, any unclear points. Right here, this also showing the steps of like this also showing the steps like the fields together, field values actually. The field values together forms a record, records together forms a table, tables together form relational database. But in like compulsory thing is you have to mention that these are related, right? These should be related to each other. Otherwise, like if you put my username, your date of birth, your father's first name, and your brother's last name, you maybe your brother's marks, that is not related. That is like somewhere mismatching. So this record means this fields should be matching with some subject. It should be about some subject, should be related. Okay, here so you can see how this admission number of Kavindu and the date of birth of the Kavindu, gender of Kavindu, telephone number of Kavindu. So that forms that particular record, right? How the record forms, just using the related field values. And the field name is used to store that name. You can see the name column, you can say Kavindu, Meena Devi, Muhammad. Admission number, this record is, this field is put into that. Date of birth, all the date of birth, related date of birth. Kavindu's date of birth, Meena Devi's date of birth, Muhammad's date of birth, then the gender of them and the telephone numbers should be related. Okay, so please identify record is horizontal, field or column is vertical, and the field names are in the headings of the table. And so one more thing, so then actually how you are going to relate this, we already discussed that this is a unique field. Student number is a unique field, and the book number is also a unique field. When you don't have such unique field, you combine them together. Here in this table, actually 100 is unique. Nowhere else you can find the 100. මේ table එකට 100 unique. වෙන කොහෙවත් 100 නැහැ. පල්ලෙහාට ගියොත් 100 තියෙන එක පාරයි. Unique කියන්නේ ඒකයි. 101 තියෙන එක පාරයි. So this is unique identifier. හැබැයි මනෝජ්ලා කීප දෙනෙක් ඉන්න පුළුවන්. එකම පන්තියේ. එකම date of birth එක තියෙන කීප දෙනෙක් ඉන්න පුළුවන්. Admission date මේ දෙන්නගේ කොහොමත් එකයි. එකම parent name එක තියෙන අයියයි මල්ලි ඉන්න පුළුවන්. කීප දෙනෙක් ඉන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට හැබැයි මේ student number එක නම් unique. Student number එක එක student කෙනෙකුට අනිවාර්යෙන් unique මයි. So we can use that as the primary key. එකට අපි කියන primary key, main key එක. So that is how we identify the student. Here in this table, what is unique? maybe one that author name cannot be unique. The author name සමහරට එකම author ලියපු book කීපයක් තියෙනවා. නැත්නම් එකම book එක ලියපු authors ලා කීප දෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා. හැබැයි the book number or ISBN number something, the book number you can see it's unique. 1111. This is unique. Then what about this table which is unique? The second table which is unique, is it student number or book number? Its student number is not unique because you can see it is repeated. Student number is not unique. There may 100 yata aayati. The book number 3333 aayati. Both are not unique. Then what you are going to do? Right? In such situation, remember that when you don't have a proper unique value, you combine both fields. You combine both fields and take that as a composite primary key. දෙක එකතු කරලා ගන්නවා. Unique name, student number is not unique, the book number is not. Take them together. Then see the record 101 2222. මෙතන තියෙන 101 1111. It is unique. Then 100 3333. This is not unique. This is 100. That's why I said this is not good. Previously also I said this record example is not good. How can the same student borrow the same book when he's already borrowed that? That is not good record. That is wrong. That should be removed from your book. But anyway, I cannot remove because I am not authorized to do so. මේ අන්තිම record එක ගන්න එපා. අන්තිම record එක ගත්ත හැටි අපිට මේක කරගන්න බෑ. It will not show the property, real property, right? Because same book is borrowed by the same student 2 times. That is some error in your record. That cannot be. That is not unique. මොකද මේක දැන් 100 ගත්තා මෙතන ආය 100 that is not unique. You cannot use that. This is a violation. So clear violation. So please ignore this last line or erase that. That is not required here. That is giving unnecessary trouble if it keep like we cannot teach using that record. This is wrong. Okay, let's move to the next part. Okay, primary key. NIC number, admission number, book number. So what is the property? Should not be empty and no duplicate values, should be mandatory or compulsory, and it should be unique. So here another name to tell that, unique. Another way to tell that is unique. Unique. It should not be empty, no duplicates, means it's unique. Should not be empty, it's unique. Okay, suggest me the primary key of the following table. Read and suggest the primary key for the following table. Read and suggest the primary key for following table. Just read it, do it. You're not talking today otherwise. Just read the table, tell me which is suitable for the following primary key of this table. Is it accession number, or is the title or the author's name or the book price or the book number of books? Which can be taken? Which is best? Yes, which is best? Yes, come on, please read. So come on, if you're not involved in, I have to stop like this. So we cannot do class like this now. So I was telling everything, but you are not involved in the class. At least tell it in the chat. So what you can take as the primary key of this table, what is unique, what is not duplicated, and what is not empty. Anyway, nothing is empty here. No? Mukut empty name metana. So you have to find the unique value and tell me. So which you can take as the primary key, which is the best. Okay, I got some answers in okay. So what are the messages in the lens? Yes. Accession number, right? Okay, accession number. Yes, accession number can be taken as the primary key. Is it unique? 1, 2, 3 unique? Neither. Duplicate when title is let's access the internet computer studies. Computer studies දෙපාරක් තියෙනවා පුතේ. The title repeated. Computer studies. Here also computer studies duplicate. The title ගන්න බෑ ඉතින්. Title is duplicated. In the title ගන්න බෑ. You can see it's not, it should not be repeated, right? Repeat වෙන්න බෑ. Unique වෙන්න ඕන. මෙයා අවුලක් නෑ. This is okay. ඊළඟට මේ නම ගත්තම you can see this Raj 2 times. Raj is 2 times. 225 price is 2 times. So those are not good. So what you can consider is only the accession number. Accession number can be the primary. Others are duplicating. Right? Understood that. So accession number do not have duplicates, right? So others having duplicates, you can see that. Number of books can be duplicate, right? That can easily be duplicates, so you can ignore that. Okay, that is how the primary key is taken, and primary key is basically, you mention that by underlining the primary key. Composite primary key, I said that. What is composite primary key? Composite primary key is when you don't have a unique value. Here you can see Jaliya is repeated, cannot take that. And here Sudesh is repeated, cannot take that as well. And cricket is also repeated, right? Then what about the year? Year is also repeated. So nothing is there. No? The may occur value repeated. No? But just think like this: 2013 cricket, 2014 cricket. Now that is unique. 2013 football, 2014 football, 2013 volleyball, 2014 volleyball. That can be taken. That means year and the sport together can be taken as the primary key. We call that a composite key. දෙකක් එකට ඒ විදිහට ගන්නවා නම් අපි නමක් කියනවා. What is the name? That is called composite key. Right? Two keys are taken together. That is called composite key. Okay. That is also a primary key. So we underline both. The next is foreign key. As name implies, foreign key comes from some other table. අපි foreigners ලා කියලා කියන්නේ වෙන කොහෙන් හරි එන කට්ටියකට. Foreigners ලා කියලා කියන්නේ අපි වෙන කොහෙන් හරි එන කට්ටියට. Right? ඉතින් ඒ වගේ තමයි foreign key. Foreign key comes from some other table, not from the same table. It comes from some other table. Right? That is why we call that the foreign key. So what is the foreign key here? Foreign key is a primary key of other table. Right? When a table like a primary key. Yeah, අපි කියන foreign table, foreign key කියලා බලන්න. The registration number is the primary key of registration table or the student table. This is primary key. Main key, the primary key of this table. And the subject table. So there is a candidate number taking the different subjects. And in front of that, you can see the registration number. That has come from this table. The main table like a primary key එක තමයි මේ table දෙක සම්බන්ධ කරන්න එපා. To join this table, primary key of this table has gone to this table. Why? What is the purpose? Purpose is to relate. The relational database කියන්නේ අනිවාර්යෙන් table ටික relate වෙන්න එපා. To relate these, it has like this field. You can see in some other field. Then make up a කලිනුත් දැක්කා. I said that in the previous one also, even though that table is wrong, here see that in relational database, can you see here? This 100, this is primary key, student number is the primary key. But you can see that student number is in this table also. Then it will become the foreign key. Book number is primary key. But you can see the book number in this table also. Then it's called foreign key. Actually, two foreign keys together, it has created a composite key for this table. For any table, you need to have a primary key.
ඕනම table එකකට primary key එකක් දාන්න. එහෙම නැති වුණොත් අහල පහල ඉන්න නෑදෑයෝ ටික අරගෙන හරි ඒගොල්ලෝ එකතු කරලා හරි composite හරි primary key එකක් දාගන්න වෙනවා. දැන් මෙතන වෙලා තියෙන්නේ එහෙමයි. මෙයා primary key එක යා යනවා foreign key එක විදිහට මෙතන. මෙයා primary key එක යා යනවා foreign key එක විදිහට මෙතන. ඒතර මේ table දෙක සම්බන්ධ වෙන්නේ මේ primary key foreign key primary key foreign key. ඒතර මේ දෙන්න duplicate වෙනවා but using a composite primary key we can avoid that. So that is what the foreign key is. Foreign key is simply primary key of another table, right? Primary key of another table. Purpose is to link the tables together, right? The foreign key, can it be duplicated? It can be duplicated, right? It's okay. Foreign key ne primary key command ne මෙතනදී duplicate වෙන්න බෑ. මෙතනදී duplicate වෙන්න පුළුවන්. මෙතන උනේ here can you see the book student number is 101 is duplicated. That is okay. Primary key cannot be duplicated, but foreign key can be duplicated. It's not a problem, right? But it is surely a primary key of another table. Okay. It's connect the tables. It can be duplicated. Is a primary key of another table, right? Here the related date of the primary key field is other table. So this related to the particular key, you can find the data in the second table. Okay, see this. This is first term marks, second term marks, and so this has a problem because you have stored the same data again and again. Can you see in the first term marks also make a grade again, grade again. In the first term mark, you can see 1, 2, 2, 6, how in those marks is there. In the second term also 1, 2, 1, 4, 2, 6, how in the name is there, the date of birth is there, mark is there. So that is unnecessary duplication. So how can we avoid that? මේ වගේ වෙද්දි තමයි අපිට primary key foreign key ඕන වෙන්නේ. We can create a student table separately, mark table separately. බලන්න. Right. So here, okay. See here, admission number and the marks of term 1 and term 2. So admission mark, actually now this will become a composite key. නැත්නම් මේ බලන්න මේ admission number එක repeat වෙනවා. දැන් මේක primary key කරන්න බෑ. නේද? මේ 120 මෙතන 426 මෙතනක් තියෙනවා. primary key කරන්න බෑ. හැබැයි දැන් ඔයා primary key එකක් හදාගන්නේ කොහොමද? How to make a primary key for this table? You can create a primary key by merging these two fields. මේ field එක merge කරමු අපි. merge කරනවා කියන්නේ දෙකම එකට ගමු. What are the two fields? term field marks එක වෙන්න පුළුවන් නේ. එකම marks දෙන්නෙක් ගන්න පුළුවන්. මේ දෙක එකට ගන්න. දැන් බලන්න මොකද කියලා. 1426 term 1 marks, 1426 term 2 marks. Now it is unique, right? 1027 term 1 marks, 1027 term 2 marks, 1028 term 2 marks, 1028 term marks. Now both together forming a composite primary key. Now you don't want to duplicate the data, the names and all, you can store in the student table. Through student table again, what you are going to store in the student table? That is student name and the date of birth, admission number, student name and the date of birth. How you are relating these two tables? So this is the primary key. Admission number is the primary key of this table, and you're linking that with the here 1028. This is foreign key. Foreign key can be duplicated. Admission number here is duplicated here as the foreign key in the marks table, because foreign key can be duplicated. The advantage, high efficiency, data redundancy is not there. No need to repeat the data. Therefore, the consistency is high. Redundancy is right. It's reduced the efficiency, and because like it's in different, like same data in two places, so that will definitely reduce efficiency. And it is inconsistent. Different places, different data. difficult to update, because if you want to update the name, you have to update in the first table, second table, both. ඒක කරදරයි. Right? It is inaccurate, can be inaccurate නේද? වැරදි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක අප්ඩේට් කරලා අනික අප්ඩේට් නොකරන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේ වැරදි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතින් ඒක අඩු කරගන්න පුළුවන් when you create this primary key and foreign key relationship. Okay. Right, then the next one is creating a database. Creating a database. Now you are asked to create, let's try to create this database. Actually, we can plan like this. With the time, I think this can be done as a practical. So, because that is a very small part, yes, converting that to electronic medium. Yes, that is a practical, right? So here, start in the database, you can see, and then giving the field names. So what about doing this now, or entering data into the table and creating in the relationship management? One-to-one, one-to-many. It's too many. Like if we are going to do that now, should be too much, right? Yes, too much of weight. So the report format and all these things. Let's do this in the Thursday class as a practical, right? Because today we have less number of students. I will re-announce. I will send you another link for the Thursday practical. So let's do this as a practical class. Otherwise, you will miss a lot. Right? Those who are absent also will miss a lot, because today, if you are going to finish this lesson, I think it's too heavy to you. Just go through these things. And next day I'll do the practical part and show you how to convert this this database, how to convert this database into a real electronic database, and how to create relationships. What are these relationships? One-to-many relationship, one-to-one relationship. So what are these? One-to-one relationship is basically when you have one record there, there is only one corresponding record in the another table. Here, see what we saw here, just brief. What we saw here is one-to-many relationship. Here, one data, you can see it is related to many columns in the second table. This 1028 for an exam, it's here as well as it's here. So it's two times. One time of this data represents two times here. Then we call one-to-many. But if one record is there, the other table is also one representation, then we call one-to-one. There can be many-to-many also, but we need to avoid such. Many-to-many are too complex to manage. Basically, one-to-many are there, one-to-one are there. This is one-to-many relationship. Okay, let's learn this part with the practical lesson on Thursday, right? But anyway, so you'll be asked on the theoretical part for the examination. So don't worry about the practical lesson, whether even though we are doing it last moment. So let's do that next. Okay, I'll stop from here for today. Let's discuss the remaining part next week. Good night.
Good night, sir.